Hello, it's Elle. I'm a certified yoga instructor and I will be leading us through a short yoga flow sequence today, kind of based on our menstrual cycle as females. I'm doing lots of research, and as females know, oftentimes our menstrual cycle symptoms can look like cramping pain, lower back pain, fatigue, headaches, changes in self-perception, along with our physical capacity changes as well. So these commonly occur in the beginning or end of our cycle. So yeah, I found a research study specifically from the International Journal of Yoga Therapy, and that kind of explained that there is a significant association between yoga intervention and experiencing a decrease of menstrual cycle symptoms. So that includes bloating, cramps, and our lower back pain that some of us sometimes experience. So I'm pretty much here to tell you today that yoga can be a super useful tool in listening to our bodies throughout our cycle, and benefiting on and off your mat. So even just 10 minutes of a daily yoga practice is significantly shown with association in a decrease in those menstrual cycle symptoms, as well as stress perception. So it's super important, and you can use it to help yourself. So we're gonna get started today in Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly pose. You can always use blocks. I don't have props today. So the soles of your feet are gonna come together, allowing that back to come long, lying down. Always option, if you do have blocks, you can take a block underneath your head, and then finding some space, some stillness here, relaxing into the mat, allowing those knees to fall wide. Hands can come out towards the sides, maybe one hand over chest, one over belly. Softening the gaze, and then just starting to breathe. Taking that mental head to toe scan, noticing how you're doing in this moment. You as a human being, your mentality, noticing your thoughts, maybe where you're holding tension today. And then starting at the top of your head, breathing in through the nose, and then as you exhale, softening your eyes, unclenching the jaw, releasing tension in the shoulders, the chest, the arms, wherever you are, your torso. Finding a breath in to fill up, and then exhaling, releasing tension in our hips, our legs, all the way down to our toes. Finding some stillness, couple more breaths here. Of course, you always have the option to hold or stay in any pose that we're doing today for longer if that's what your body needs. Noticing what you're craving in this moment. And then take a deep breath in through the nose. And then as you exhale, we start to move, bending our knees into our chest, taking a hold. And then option to rock side to side, massage through the spine. And then if you do have blocks handy, go ahead and grab them. We're gonna place the soles of our feet onto our mat, about hip width distance apart. And at this, I would take a block if you have one. We're gonna take a supported bridge pose. So if you don't have blocks, we can just take a normal bridge. So we breathe in together. And then as you exhale, we start to roll the hips up. So again, if you have that block, you're gonna place that underneath. It could be on its lowest, medium, maybe its highest setting if you have it, but we're finding rest here. If not, we're squeezing our glutes to raise those hips up, pulling that navel to spine, sucking in the belly. And then we hold here for a couple breaths. Releasing tension in those shoulders. And then on that next exhale breath, we slowly lower vertebrae by vertebrae, being gentle. We're taking that block out from underneath our lower back. Give yourself a squeeze, little hug here. And we're gonna take that one more time. Find a rock side to side. And again, placing those feet onto the mat. Maybe you just want to stay here. Hands can come over the chest, over the heart. If you're here with me, we breathe in. And then we tuck those hips rolling up, squeezing our core. Maybe clasping those fingertips underneath the body. We're engaged, but we find softness in our pose. Finding 2 more cycles of breath. So we inhale and exhale. Sip in a little bit more. And then gently release wherever you are back towards the mat. Go ahead, windshield wiper those knees side to side a couple times. And then when you're ready, we're gonna meet in a seated position, Sukhasana, so easy seat. Always option to sit on a block too. If that feels better, raises your body just a little bit. We sweep the arms up towards the sky. And then exhale, hands come through heart center. Finding that mind, body, heart connection. Inhale, sweep it up. And then on the exhale, we twist towards that right side. So our left hand meets that front knee, that right knee. Drop those shoulders down and back. The gaze can lift up or down, maybe straight forward. Option to deepen that stretch, you're going to take that gaze over the right shoulder behind you. Breathing into your twist. And then gently exhaling, coming back to center. Sweep those arms up, find the flow. On the exhale, hands come to heart center. Once again. Lift up through the sit bones, sit tall, and then on the exhale, now we twist towards the left. Dropping fingertips behind you, and again, option to send that gaze over the left shoulder. Sitting tall, lifting from the crown of your head. Take a deep breath in, and then as we exhale, we come back to center. Beautiful. We're gonna undo our toes and our knees. So take whatever foot was in front and place it behind. We're gonna lift up towards the sky. And then on our exhale, we fall forward. So walking those fingertips out in front of you. Coming onto your forearms. Maybe you just take that seat. Maybe you just hold here. Option to close the eyes. Hold for a couple breaths. And if your hands were out in front of you, go ahead and walk it back up to a seated position. We're gonna drop that head, finding a neck stretch, lengthening long all the way down towards that shoulder. Maybe setting the gaze down towards the ground in front of you. Notice how that changes your stretch just ever so slightly. Bring your head back up to neutral and then dropping that ear towards our left shoulder now. And then maybe switching that rotation. Option to look up towards the sky. And then bring it around back to center. Beautiful. We are gonna take butterfly pose seated now, normal. So soles of the feet come together. Allow allowing those knees to fall apart. We started class with this. Taking a deep breath in. Exhale. Option to hold and stay, or gently walk those fingertips out in front of you, elongating the body, allowing gravity to pull that head, neck, and chest towards the earth, opening out through those hip flexors, releasing tension in your neck, letting that head really fall forward. Again, other option, if you want a slightly deeper stretch, you can take a small bind. So you're going to clasp those fingertips underneath your body and then round down like you would. Holding for one more breath, breathing in. And gently exhaling, releasing the bind if you took it, walking yourself back up. We're gonna come onto tabletop all fours position. So shoulders come directly over those wrists. Your hips are just over those knees, pulling navel to spine, flat back here. We're not straining the neck. Our gaze is just in front of us. As we breathe in, we arch that spine, pressing through the palms. And then exhale, pulling that belly in, rounding. And again, moving through that neutral spine. We arch the belly. And then use that exhale breath. Rounding. Taking this a few times at your own pace. I like to tell students in my normal class to close your eyes, notice what you need in this moment. So taking whatever organic movement, if that's keeping your cat-cow, maybe that looks like C-curve, dropping those hips toward opposite sides. Maybe that's taking full circles of the body. Maybe that's pressing back into a child's pose. Maybe that's walking those hands out in front of you for a cat stretch. Booty comes up to the sky. Taking a couple more cycles of breath, noticing what your body needs in this moment, allowing that breath to coincide with that movement. And then gently making your way back into that tabletop position. We're gonna keep our toes together. We're gonna spread those knees just out, maybe towards the sides of the mat, maybe a little bit closer, pressing back into child's pose or balasana. Arms reach out in front of you and letting that chest fall. If you like that more stretch, obviously the wider we put our knees out towards the side, we have create more space to drop in. So letting that forehead come towards the ground, maybe one cheek or the opposite cheek if that feels better for you. Allowing your body to find full relaxation and rest here. And always option, you can pause and hold this for longer. If you have a bolster too, I always like to say you could hug the bolster, bring it long ways in front of you, and then you would just hold it and hug the bolster in front. Other option here, maybe you come up, you bring the knees together. That was too much for your hip flexors. And again, you could just sit back and let the head fall. Taking one more cycle of breath. And then using that exhale, we come up and we're flipping around onto our backs, hugging those knees into your chest and just holding here, finding that hug. Maybe you find a little bit of movement. You can circle those knees around, moving in both directions. If you're taking those circles, it can be as big or small as you like. And then find a bit of stillness here. Maybe close your eyes, drop those shoulders into your mat. And then release, opening out, arms come into a T, and then supine spinal twist. So knees drop to the left of your mat, left or right. Sending that gaze over the right shoulder. And then always option, you can extend that left leg underneath you if you want a little bit deeper stretch here. Trying to keep that right shoulder blade pressed into the mat. We breathe into our twist. Exhale. Inhale through the nose. Gently, wherever you are, bring both knees back into your chest. Give yourself a little hug here. And then at your own pace, whenever you are ready, we drop those knees off to the right side of your mat. Again, gaze can fall over that left shoulder now. Trying to keep contact with that left shoulder into the mat. And again, you have the option to lengthen out that bottom right leg, straightening it if that feels good for you. Noticing your breath, being present with your body in this moment. Again, you can take that head to toe scan in whatever asana position you are in. Noticing where you can release some tension, where your body is holding maybe some stress, maybe pain. And trying to breathe through that as we exhale with every breath. We're releasing our body a little bit deeper into the earth. Take an inhale, and we use our exhale breath, sending both knees into our chest one more time, and then lengthening all the way out on your mat, extending both legs, hands come by your sides, palms can be facing up or down, grounded. Find a moment to close your eyes. This is your Shavasana. Holding this for as long as you like. Maybe coming into fetal position. Again, pausing if you'd like to stay longer. And then pressing back up into a fully seated position. Ending our practice, sweeping the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, thumbs come to third eye. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste. And thank you so much. Again, my name's Elle. This yoga sequence, pretty short yoga sequence, is designed to help kind of alleviate some menstrual cycle symptoms if you have them. So make sure to work with your body, listen to your body, and be kind to yourself. Thank you.